Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be changing the oil level sensor on this BMW E46 330ci and also changing the oil filter and the oil at the same time. Firstly, what you want to do is safely jack the car up and place it on axle stands. If you're just changing the oil and filter but not changing the level sensor, you can drain the oil through the panel in the reinforcement plate here. But as I'm changing the oil level sensor, I've got to take off the reinforcement plate and the under tray as well. Before we drain any oil, the first thing you need to do is get the car up to temperature and undo the oil filter housing cap and lift the dipstick up to remind you that there's no oil in the engine. Now we're under the car, we need to remove the front under tray, which is held in by Phillips screws. To remove the reinforcement plate, it's held in by 8 16mm bolts. So you'll have 2 at the back in that corner there, another 2 in the back corner there, and you'll have 4 in the front here. Got my drainer positioned underneath the sump. What you need is now a 17mm socket and a ratchet to undo the sump plug. While the oil is still draining, we can start removing the oil level sensor now, as there shouldn't be too much oil left in the sump itself. So for this you'll need a 10mm socket and a ratchet. Before you completely remove the sensor, unplug the multi-plug on the back of the sensor. Once you've replaced your oil level sensor, you can now refit the sump plug. Make sure you change the copper washer on there. This normally comes with your new oil filter. Now we can change the oil filter. What you have to do is firstly remove the old oil filter from the housing, and then you can fit your new one with a new O-ring. Make sure that your new O-ring is seated correctly all the way around, and then when you get your new filter, push it on and make sure that it firmly locks into place. Now you can refit the filter. Firstly, screw it in by hand and then tighten it up with a 36mm socket and a ratchet. Now clean up any oil residue that's left on the oil filter housing cap. This will help us find any leaks in the future. In the video I'm using brake cleaner. With the sump plug in and your oil filter housing cap back on, you can now start filling up the car with oil. This engine takes 6.5 litres. Make sure to use the correct grade and capacity for your vehicle. Before starting the engine, make sure that the engine oil level is between the minimum and the maximum on the dipstick. Once you've started the engine, check for leaks around the oil filter housing, the sump plug and the oil level sensor. If this is all okay, then you can refit all the covers. Then finally, recheck the oil level and make sure that it's at the maximum and you're all good to go. At the end of the video I decided to wash the underside of the car whilst the covers were off. This is entirely up to you. Thank you for watching, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe.